You can reach us on the social media such as LinkedIn, Lalit Alwalia on LinkedIn, and you can find the information too.
Thank you so much. So great having you with us. And with that, we are so grateful that you joined us today on Biz Talk. We will see you all again next week.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rachel. Once again, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Well, hello there, everybody. Thanks very much for being with us. This is Legal Talk. I am your host, John Mitchell. And boy, oh boy, fasten your seatbelts because we've got some good information for you on the show today. Now, one of the things, as you probably know, if you've seen the show or even if you haven't, it's right there on your screen. I'm a tax attorney, which means I specialize in everything related to federal taxation. And one of the big things that's going on in the world of taxes right now, the IRS, as I record this, just a couple of weeks ago, they came out with a special new program called the Employee Retention Credits Withdrawal Program. Now, what does that do for you? We've all heard on the radio and on the television, I'm sure, all of these commercials. Hey, did you know you can get $26,000 per employee from the IRS, et cetera, right? Call the 800 number, and what they are, these companies, they spend a lot of money on marketing, and what they're doing is they're getting companies, and some would say unsuspecting companies, to go ahead and sign up for their services. And what they do is they amend your payroll filings during the COVID era, and they claim refunds from the IRS. Now, that is a legitimate program, okay? The Employee Retention Credit is a legitimate thing that the Congress passed as part of a COVID relief, okay? So that's fine. But the problem is, as is the problem with many things with IRS programs, you can kind of cheat the system a little bit. And it's part of the problem is taxes are so complicated. You know, it's the tax code is something like 17,000 pages. Nobody knows all of that. And so what you're doing is, you as a business person, you're counting on your tax professionals to know what you can do, what you can't do, and to kind of guide you along. And these employee retention credit companies, what they've done is they've set it up so that they're getting a percentage of the money that you get. So they tell you $26,000 per employee, and don't worry, if you don't get a refund, we don't get paid, right? And so, but the problem with that is now they are incentivized to bump that up as much as possible, right? And what happens is, let's say you have 10 employees and they get you that $26,000 per employee. So you now got $260,000 coming your way from the IRS. Then the IRS comes back months later or even a couple of years later and does an audit. And they figure out, well, the numbers were fuzzed. You weren't really entitled to all that money. Now, you paid the company 20% of whatever it was you got, and they are now gone. They're in the wind. And who's the IRS going to come looking for? Well, they're going to come looking for you, the business owner, because you signed off. And, you know, that it's going to, you know, it's all over but the crying at that point. And so what the IRS did, they know that there's a lot of people out there that are kind of being taken in. I don't want to say by a scam, but they've been taken in, they've been promised things, and companies are playing fast and loose, and they're getting the business owners these refunds that they might not be completely entitled to. And so what I'm saying is, if you are a business owner out there and you have signed up with these companies and they've promised you the moon and the stars, and you're waiting on buku bucks from the IRS, but something inside's telling you, yeah, maybe it's not quite right, I don't feel right about it, maybe, why am I, or you don't even maybe just don't understand, why am I getting this money back from the IRS? It might be, and probably is, a good idea to go ahead and have a professional, either me or somebody like me, to take a second look at whatever has been filed on your behalf with the IRS. And what's that going to do for you? This Employee Retention Credit Withdrawal Program allows you to go back and have a mulligan. You can go back and have a do-over with the IRS. In other words, if they've started processing your claim, but they have not yet given you your refund, you can withdraw that claim, and the IRS will not charge you any penalties or interest. You'll not pay anything. They'll treat it as if it had never been filed. That is a wonderful opportunity. Not every day does an opportunity like that come along when you're dealing with the IRS. Usually when you file something, it's a done deal. But this has become such a big problem that the IRS now has this withdrawal program. And as long as you follow the rules and properly withdraw your claim, they will just give you a complete do-over, and they will treat it as if you had not filed that claim at all. And so that is a very important thing. One of the things that you have to have, you cannot have cash to check. Even if you get the check in the mail, if you think that there's even a chance that you didn't qualify or that money's not right, you feel not quite right about it, the best advice is don't cash the check. Contact somebody that can guide you and give a second look at it, and you can go ahead and withdraw that, send the check back, and it's going to be no harm, no foul as far as the IRS is concerned. So, like I said, you can do that with me or somebody like me. It doesn't have to be me. If you want to go through me, I'll be happy to take a look at these. And I'm in this Greenway Plaza area of Houston, Texas, 713-333-0555, or you can email me, jmitchell@cctaxlaw.com. Don't pay penalties and don't pay interest. Don't have a problem with the IRS if you don't have to. That's the Employee Retention Credit Withdrawal Program. And that's what I got for you today. Good information, legal talk. I'm your host, John Mitchell, and thanks everybody for tuning in and being with us today.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
The legal profession is not immune to the disruptive power of artificial intelligence. AI is reshaping the way lawyers research, analyze, and manage legal matters. AI-powered legal research tools can sift through vast volumes of legal documents, statutes, and case law in seconds, providing lawyers with comprehensive insights to build their cases. In courtrooms, AI is used to manage and present digital evidence effectively. It can organize and analyze evidence, making complex cases more understandable for judges and juries. In contract review, AI quickly identifies potential risks, inconsistencies, and compliance issues in legal contracts, saving valuable time and reducing human errors. The future of law is being shaped by AI. AI is streamlining legal research, improving courtroom presentations, enhancing contract analysis, and making legal information more efficient and accessible. Data Dive, infinite insights instantly.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Well, hello there, everybody. Thanks for being with us today. This is Legal Talk. I am your host, John Mitchell. And today we have a very, very special guest with us. Let me tell you this. You know, the great American poet once said, you can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you just might get what you need. And boy, oh boy, do I have what you all need today. Superstar attorney, and he is back with us again. We are so lucky, so fortunate to have Mr. Mario Varela, my good friend. Mario, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, John. Thanks again.
Yes, sir. Hey, so today we were going to talk a little bit about business litigation. You know, despite our best efforts, sometimes in business, we end up in litigation. It's not what anybody wants, but, you know, necessary evil. So tell us, if you can, please, what are some common causes of business litigation? How do businesses end up fighting each other?
By far, the first one would be breach of contract. Somehow, in one way or another, two parties or more parties start working on a project or make a promise to each other to do certain things in exchange for payment usually. And somehow along the line, things start going all right, and they need to determine, first of all, where they will continue doing business. Of course, first thing to do would be to try to correct the situation, correct course, and go back to where things were running normal. Communication, very important. But occasionally, there are cases where you can see fraud. You can see sometimes the other party is unable to to comply with the contract requirements, for example, payments. Sometimes you can see bad faith from the other party. And so there's a number of things that could happen. But by far, breach of contract is the largest classification of causes for business litigation.
Yes, sir. Well, we understand that. So that's word to the wise out there. Don't be breaching your contracts. Stay out of litigation. But however, sometimes it's going to be unavoidable. We can't help it. So let's say that I'm a business owner and I see that some litigation is coming down the road. It's coming right at me like a freight train, and I'm not going to be able to avoid it. I know it's coming at me. What can a business do to potentially prepare if you see litigation coming your way?
Well, I think it's very important to have an attorney involved early in the process whenever there starts whenever the owner or the company starts hearing about or anticipating possible litigation. There's a number of things that need to be done early in the process, from saving evidence and getting a good understanding of what's happening, especially a good understanding of whatever contractual obligations there are, whatever has been agreed in the contract. And remember, a contract can be verbal, it can be ideally should be in writing, but occasionally there are some side agreements that are done verbally. So that's why we have to take all that into account. And also remember, sometimes we get litigation cases against us, but also if we are working with another company and we see some form of breach of contract, we're not satisfied with how things are happening, we also need to look at the possibility of filing a lawsuit. Now, normally we want to negotiate and talk to the opposing party, to the other party first, to see if that's something that we can solve without having to go to litigation. And normally the managers would get involved at that stage to see if there's anything that can be done. But once that fails, really top management should make a decision on whether or not to go into litigation. When a company receives or starts to hear some form of complaints and demands that the company knows they're not going to be able to meet, to comply, that's when we can say that litigation's on the horizon. So we need to start acting proactively. Working proactively to resolve those disputes or complaints. And if that doesn't work, then that's the time to move on and go to the next phase, which is start preparing for litigation. Normally, there will be a demand letter, which is probably the first sign that each one of the parties is getting serious about filing or starting the litigation process.
Man, that is some very important and great information, and we do thank you for being with us and for sharing all of that. I'm sure it's going to be really useful to folks out there. And so let me ask you this now. Let's say that you got some kind of dispute on your hands. And I remember, back in law school, they told me a bad settlement is better than a good lawsuit 7 days a week. right? And so a good lawyer will try and keep his clients out of court rather than in court. So you try and stay outside that courthouse. And so what kind of strategies could you employ? So say you're a business owner, you see some kind of dispute taking place, things are going from bad to worse, but you want to put the brakes on that. How could what kind of strategies could you use to effectively resolve these business disputes?
Well, there's always the option of some alternative methods of dispute resolution. The most common are mediation and arbitration. Now, normally we'll go and see in the contracts if there's provisions for using those forms of dispute resolution. And even if we go to court, many times the judge will send the parties to go to mediation just to see if they can settle into an agreement as far as with their dispute. And John is very correct. There's a level of how can I say importance there in finding a agreement, some sort of settlement agreement that will make the dispute go away. And the reason for that is the certainty. When we are mediating, we are negotiating with an offer, with a demand and a counter offer, going back and forth until both parties, hopefully they will agree to some sort of settlement. And that could be even without admitting any sort of fault or any sort of liability, just to make the dispute go away. It could be for maintaining good customer relations. It could be just because both parties know that it would take a long time to solve the problem through courts. So for a number of reasons, both parties can agree to a certain amount that would be used as the settlement to take care or to resolve the dispute. Now, and the reason for that is the importance of that method is the certainty. Normally in mediation, none of the parties is going to get away with whatever they were wanting. Of course, the party that's unhappy with the contract, with the performance of the other party, probably wants a certain amount. And of course, the other party that's on the defense side, they're probably wanting to get away without paying anything. So many times it will be something in between, but it is something that both parties have accepted, they have negotiated, they can live with, and they know that in mediation, there's no way one party will come out perfectly happy with the results, but there'll probably be two parties that are somewhat unhappy, but they can live with the settlement agreement. Because if for any reason they're not able to get to a settlement, the next step will be go to a trial, and in trial at the court, the judge may rule one way or another. And it could be 100%, 0%. Sometimes there are some additional expenses, unanticipated. So there's a number of things that could happen that we really have not much control. Even if we feel that our case is strong to go to court, there can be surprises in court. And there's that uncertainty that we're trying to avoid when we go to mediation. Arbitration is a different process, and normally it's spelled out or is required by contract, and it says that essentially we're going to go to a process similar to a trial, but we're going to let a arbitrator solve it or make a decision. Normally those arbitrators are former judges, so they understand a lot of the law, and but that's something that's done outside the legal process.
Right. Well, hey, Mario, a judge once told me, justice has been done if everybody walks away just a little bit unhappy. So, word to the wise, if you're in a dispute, mediation, arbitration, and just try and get what you can get and get out of there, move on with your life. So we really appreciate all your great advice and knowledge here today, Mario. And please tell everybody out there, how could they get a hold of superstar lawyer Mario Varela if they want to call you, they want to consult, they want to talk about their legal situations? Well, how would they do that?
Yes, best way to reach us is by calling 713-684-3550. Our office is here in Houston, and we'll be happy to talk about your case and how we can assist you.
Perfect. So you folks out there, you heard it. Give Mario a call. You are going to be in good hands. And so we thank you again for being with us today, Mario. We are going to go to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back here on Legal Talk.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
Are you ready to shake up the world of health with me? Welcome to Disruptive Health, where we are flipping the script on traditional wellness. I'm Dr. Denise Brown, and on this show, we are diving deep into the latest trends and breakthroughs in health and wellness. Whether you're curious about nutrition, exploring new therapies, or just want to live your best life, Disruptive Health is your guide. Don't miss Disruptive Health, coming soon to NowMedia TV.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Are you drowning in a sea of medical records, spending countless hours in the documentation? Picture this, a cutting-edge AI-powered tool designed specifically for the healthcare industry that streamlines your workflow, reducing time and effort spent on tedious medical record research. Introducing DataDive, your lifesaver in medical record review. Say goodbye to manual data extraction and hello to efficiency. Our advanced artificial intelligence delves into vast medical databases, swiftly extracting relevant information so you can focus on what truly matters, patient care. Imagine having a virtual assistant at your fingertips, tirelessly working to compile comprehensive medical histories, treatment plans, and diagnostic reports. DataDive not only saves you time, but ensures accuracy and completeness in your documentation. DataDive adapts to your unique needs, learning from your preferences, constantly improving its performance. It's like having a dedicated research partner that evolves with you. The future of healthcare is here. Artificial intelligence meets medical expertise. Partner with DataDive and embrace a world where your valuable time is spent caring for patients, not drowning in paperwork. Your patients deserve it.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Welcome, everybody, to Legal Talk. I am your host, John Mitchell. And you know, it's a new year. We're starting the year off great. And I wanted to just remember a couple of days ago, we were all singing, "Should Old Acquaintance Be Forgot and Never Brought to Mind?" I am so glad that our next guest, Ms. Robin Grain, a divorce mediator extraordinaire, I am so glad that she did not forget all about us, and we're on her mind still, because we are going to have some great information coming up today from Robin. Robin, thank you very much for being with us again today on Legal Talk.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Happy New Year.
Yes, as you as well.
Thank you.
All right, Robin. Well, let's jump right in because I've been told that we have burning questions out there. People are wondering, inquiring minds want to know. So how is it that owning a business can affect your child support calculations?
Yeah, that is sort of the mystery for a lot of people. Well, John, it's all about determining income. Child support is exactly what it says. It's intended to be support for the child. And to determine that amount, every state has their own calculations. Sometimes it's even regionalized a little bit. So you're going to need to get familiar with your state's child support calculation. Usually you can find them online. And then you're going to punch in the numbers to get to the income of a small business person. And I only know exactly for Virginia, which is where I run my divorce mediation practice. But it's this way a lot of places too. You're gonna, and this would be good evidence to have in court, whether this is exactly how it's done in your state or not. This is a great way to look at how the courts view income. You're going to take your gross revenue and you're going to subtract from that reasonable business expenses. That's the tricky part. Reasonable will be either what you and your spouse agree is reasonable, or a judge will determine what is reasonable. The end result of that, in other words, gross revenue minus reasonable business expenses, that is your income for a small business. But I'm talking about a pretty small business where you're sort of the chief in charge running the show. So once again, child support is all about income. If you're a business owner, there's always going to be a need to drill down on what is your income, either agreed between you and your spouse or what a judge says it is.
All right, then. Well, let me now throw this little scenario at you and see what we can dig a little deeper and find out. So let's say you've got a business and we all want our businesses to prosper and produce some profits. Hopefully, knock on wood, fingers crossed, we have some profits in our business. So let's say we reinvest some of that money back into the business because, office equipment, furniture, things wear out, the stuff doesn't last forever. You've got to do advertising if you want to grow. So let's say you reinvest some of that money back into the business. How might that affect things?
Oh, John, that is such a hard question. So once again, let's look at that formula for what is income in a small business in a divorce. Gross revenue minus reasonable business expenses. So if you are in the middle of a divorce and you replace every piece of furniture in your primary place of business, maybe that wouldn't look so reasonable because it's tainted by the divorce. If you did it 2 years before the divorce, maybe that's fine. So a lot of it depends on timing, and that's a big deal. And once again, we're circled back to sort of what is a reasonable business expense. Also, when it comes to child support, courts are looking to get support to the child. They are not in the business of helping promote the success of a business owning parent. Even though that might not make sense, because if the business owning parent's business goes under, I understand they don't make money. These are government people thinking that they don't want a child to be without money. These are not business consultants. I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is some great information. It does make total and complete sense. Yeah. So I guess, that reminds me that a person asked me a few years back, this, John, why do lawyers use the scales? Like, why is that a symbol? And I said, well, it's because you're always constantly trying to balance one thing against another. And that is not an easy thing to do sometimes, but that's what we all strive for, working within this, legal system that we have. So one final question, what kind of documentations would you recommend that people have on hand to be prepared when you're in a situation like this and there's going to be a child support determination made? What kind of documents would you recommend?
Well, if you can sit down and come into mediation, you might be able to reach agreement without a whole lot of documentation. But if you think that you're going to end up in court, or you just want the kind of negotiation that's all this, totally backed up by numbers, which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just not always necessary. But you're just going to you're just going to grab your basic financials. You're going to want, tax return, profit and loss statement, balance sheet for the last 3 years, maybe to the last 5 years. But with COVID, nothing's normal anymore. All of us, our businesses did weird things during COVID. So it's tricky. If you're sure that you're going to have a good year, your spouse is sure that you're going to have a good year or a bad year, you're going to want to also be prepared with whatever financial information you have to show why you're making a projection of making either less money or more money in the current year. That's all you need. I would be sure to have 3 years. Five is oftentimes requested, though, so be prepared for that.
Right. Yeah. That makes total sense. COVID turned everything upside down, and so if you may include 5 years going back from today, well, maybe things weren't normal during a period of time, and that's going to skew your numbers a little bit. So I think you'd be well served to keep that all that in mind. So that's some wonderful suggestions about documents that folks might want to have on hand. So there you have it, folks. We are very honored and privileged to have Robin with us on Legal Talk and to be able to go ahead and find out all of this important information, actionable information that you can take and run with. So that is very important stuff, and we really thank Robin for being with us. So Robin, before we shut the segment down, please let us know how can people go ahead and get in touch with you if they want to do so.
Well, two main ways to get in touch with me, and thanks for offering the opportunity, John. You can just call me, 571-220-1998. If I can't pick up the phone right away, I will definitely be getting back to you. Or you can go on my website, grain, with an E, grainmediation.com. You can fill out a contact form, or you can book a free 15-minute consultation.
That is some great information, Robin. And again, I say thanks for being with us. And now I want to go ahead and also thank the audience for being with us. We really appreciate you tuning in. And we will see you next time on Legal Talk.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
The legal profession is not immune to the disruptive power of artificial intelligence. AI is reshaping the way lawyers research, analyze, and manage legal matters. AI-powered legal research tools can sift through vast volumes of legal documents, statutes, and case law in seconds, providing lawyers with comprehensive insights to build their cases. In courtrooms, AI is used to manage and present digital evidence effectively. It can organize and analyze evidence, making complex cases more understandable for judges and juries. In contract review, AI quickly identifies potential risks, inconsistencies, and compliance issues in legal contracts, saving valuable time and reducing human errors. The future of law is being shaped by AI. AI is streamlining legal research, improving courtroom presentations, enhancing contract analysis, and making legal information more efficient and accessible. Data Dive, infinite insights instantly.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure, and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock-bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, Decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Legal Talk. I am your host, John Mitchell, and we are very privileged to have with us today Ms. Robin Grain, who is a divorce mediator spectacular. So, Robin, thanks for being with us on Legal Talk today.
My pleasure. It's so nice to be back. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, so I have a couple of questions here that just really important questions that people want to know out there. So let's say you've got a business, and the business, obviously, most businesses have some level of debt associated with the business. You borrow to expand or whatever the case may be. So if there's business debt, how is that handled in the context of a divorce?
Oh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one, John.
Yeah.
Well, when you're going through a divorce and you own a business, oftentimes there's two factors that you're looking at. You're looking at what is the business worth, and you're looking at what is the income of the business owning spouse. So this question about business debt more goes to what is the business worth. So when you're looking at the value of the business, the debt will be factored for in the value of the business, just like if you're looking at the net worth statement of a human being, what the debt that they have decreases the value of the business. I mean, it's a little more complicated with the business, but pretty much if you got the bunch of debt, that's going to make the business worth less. Usually the business owner takes the debt with them. However, in some small businesses, it's all mixed up together, and it's very hard to tell where the business starts and where the personal stops, and vice versa. So that is generally how the debt is typically handled. It is handled as part of the valuation process, and the debt usually stays with the spouse that keeps the business. How's that?
Well, yeah, that's great. That's great information. And that, brings me to another point, very important. How is it possible, can a spouse be held responsible for business related debts that were maybe incurred by the other spouse?
Oh, John, that reminds me of my second marriage.
Oh, my goodness.
I wasn't quite sure what was going on, and my spouse owned a business. He was a good guy. I just wasn't sure, literally. I'm a lawyer. I wanted to know what was going on. And I went to 3 different types of attorneys to see if, in fact, I would be protected in case he was doing something goofy. And I was told that I was in the best state in the country for business owners to sort of commingle their personal and their business financial lives. So it kind of depends on the state that you are in as to, to answer that question. If the debt is clearly in the name of the business and or if the debt is clearly in the name of the other spouse, then no. The spouse whose name is not on the debt would not be responsible for that debt. But in divorce court, just because you're not liable on a debt, just because your name is not associated with a debt, does not necessarily mean that a judge is not going to make you pay that debt one way or the other. So that is something to be aware of. I know that sounds strange, but that's how it works. Judges can't always order that you pay for this, that, and the other thing, but they can make your life difficult in other ways, so you might as well be paying that. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it sure does make sense. And in fact, this reminds me, I had a couple of years ago a case where I had a client that had married some guy, unfortunately, kind of sketchy guy, and he had convinced her to put not only the business in her name, but also sign off on the bank and sign off on all the debt and everything. And the guy just basically ran the business into the ground, sucked all the cash out of it, and then disappeared into the wind. So, word to the wise, everybody out there, just, kind of be careful and,
don't get married if you own a business, I think. That's probably.
Yeah, that might be the solution, right?
It's very complicated.
Oh,
I'm not a huge fan of prenups in most situations, but if you own a business, you might want that.
Well, look, that reminds me
of
of the next question that we have for you, which is what kind of strategies can you use to mitigate the impact of business debt on personal finances? And so, prenup might fall in that category. And what else?
And then if you're already married and you didn't get a prenup, there's something called a postnup. But I got to tell you, they're so fraught with litigation. The threat of litigation, I don't even do in my mediation firm. I won't do post-nups anymore. They're sort of a nightmare, but that's something that you can do. You can also drop the corporate papers, I would be meeting with my business attorney and having a meeting with the business attorney and the divorce attorney. That is what I would do. Everybody's got to be on the same page. As I tell my business clients, my divorce clients, if one of them or both of them own a business, I say my documentation, in other words, my settlement agreement for your divorce must follow your corporate paperwork. So if you're going to do X, Y, Z with the corporation as a result of the divorce, I want to see the corporate paperwork first. And that, I think, is very important for people to understand. The settlement agreement will not necessarily rule your company. So sometimes it needs to be a team effort. And sometimes, John, if people have a whole lot of big trouble with the IRS, we've got to call in people like you too, tax attorneys. But usually we can get it done with no extra people.
Well, that is definitely true, and I've seen my fair share, and we'll someday tell some more stories about that. But in any event, we do appreciate you being with us today, Robin, here on Legal Talk. I know I appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody else out there appreciates it. So let me ask you this one final thing. How can people get in touch with you if they want to, get into mediation? Because, when I was in law school, they taught me that a bad settlement is better than a good lawsuit any day of the week. So let's say they want to get in and get some mediation and handle things the best way possible. Right. How would they do that to get in touch with you?
I only mediate in Virginia, but anybody can call me and I'll be happy to steer you in the right direction. I even sit with people and we look at other mediators online in your state. We figure it out. So you can call me 571-220-1998 or just go on my website, Grain Mediation. That's Grain with an E, mediation.com. And you can send me a contact form with your questions, or you can sign up for a free 15-minute consultation. Super easy. I'm always happy to help.
Great. Well, like I said, I'm sure everybody out there really appreciates it, as do I. And so there you have it, folks, straight from the mouth of the expert. So we really appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks very much for being with us, and tune in next time. We're going to have some more great information right here on Legal Talk. I am John Mitchell, your host, and we will be back next time.
This has been a NowMedia Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure, and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
The legal profession is not immune to the disruptive power of artificial intelligence. AI is reshaping the way lawyers research, analyze, and manage legal matters. AI-powered legal research tools can sift through vast volumes of legal documents, statutes, and case law in seconds, providing lawyers with comprehensive insights to build their cases. In courtrooms, AI is used to manage and present digital evidence effectively. It can organize and analyze evidence, making complex cases more understandable for judges and juries. In contract review, AI quickly identifies potential risks, inconsistencies, and compliance issues in legal contracts, saving valuable time and reducing human errors. The future of law is being shaped by AI. AI is streamlining legal research, improving courtroom presentations, enhancing contract analysis, and making legal information more efficient and accessible. Data Dive, infinite insights instantly.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure, and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with